And all we got to do is build that framework for the porch floor. I want the overall size of my deck of my porch to be 12 feet long. That's for the planking that goes on the top. So the framework is going to have to be less than that. All right, I'm going to use 12-foot deck boards, and I don't want to have any waste. So what I'm going to do is figure out how long I need to make my long stringers here. I have 12-foot 2x4s for that, but I can't just use the whole 12 feet because I wouldn't have, my planking wouldn't cover. So these have to be shorter than 12 feet. How much shorter? Well, on each side it would be 1.5 inches for the side joist here, another 3/4 inches for a skirt board to decorate off, you know, to finish off the 3 sides, and then I want a 1/2 inch overhang over top of that skirt board. So I have to, from the end of this from the end of this long stringer, I have 1.5 inches, 3/4 plus the 1/2. So that would be 2 1/4, 2 3/4 on each side. So that would be 4 6/4, which is 5.5. So this right here has to be 5.5 inches shorter than 12 feet. I'm gonna build this as close to these brackets as I can. Unless I let it sit out for a week and let it dry up. First time I've gone to Home Depot in a long time. And the lumber that they actually call prime is actually prime lumber. So we'll take that one. That can be this end here. And this one will be this end. Okay, got all the joists cut. Now we're just going to go ahead and do the layout over here on those 2 long stringers. I'm not really into critical layout on this because my floorboards are going to be overhanging anyways, and I'm going to use all 12-footers, so my layout, it doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm just going to decide to do is overhang 1.5 inches like this. So that'll be the outside of this one, and just mark this at 12 inches. And put my floor joist on this side of that line. So now I'm just gonna run my tape out, line it up here, and then do 12 inches all the way down through here. 24. Got them all laid out. I'm just going to put them back in place and start screwing this together. I'm going to go ahead and use some 10 by 4 inch screws. They're number 10 deck screws. I'm going to use 2 of them in every joint. Then I'll come back later and I'll use a structural screw right in the center of every joint. And I'm sure I'm going to have to change this battery or go get my heavier impact. Yep, she's petering out. That looks good enough, doesn't it? Looks like a railroad tracks that went through a earthquake or something. Get my fingers under there. I think this is gonna get harder as I go. I'm gonna block this up before it gets too heavy. That makes it a little easier. I'll be back with you after I get this side done. Well, got that side all done. Let's jump over to the other side now. Try not to get my finger pinched in here. Now I got enough structural screws here for the cabin side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one of them in the middle of each one of those joists. That wasn't so bad. I'll tell tonight though when my back tightens up. Now I got the cement blocks here. We're gonna put one under each corner and one right in the center. Just went and grabbed a 4-foot level made by Sears and actually made in the United States. Bought this in 1988 when we built our house. Pretty cool. But that's level right there, so I have to actually come up from that block a little bit on this. I want it down in the front just a little bit. You know, a little bit of slope, but not much. But the other end looks high. That block, I have to dig some sod out there. Yeah. And the center, gotta dig that block out about an inch. It wasn't much to level this off. I just took the sod out from under the blocks and pretty much got it where it needed to be. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that piece out of back there because I have a support on my door sill here because it sticks out probably 2.5 inches from the building. So I'm gonna have to cut that little notch out of that board all the way down through. Then that'll slide back in. And I've only got to go, oh, probably 5/8 because I have the thickness of that bracket here. And she's right back against the brackets. Leaves a gap back here. You can see there's a nice gap here, probably 3/8 of an inch. That water's not going to collect in there because it is set away from the building. The first board that I got, that I just cut that notch out of down here, had a split on the end all the way back to here. Now some of it's going to get cut off when I trim the board. But what I did, I went back about 3.5 inches and I put a 3-inch screw. The split's right there. So that drew that right in, no more split. And it should stay together now. Let's flop that back down. I got some 9x3 and some 10x3.5 deck screws. I'm just using up what I have left now. Now I'm going to measure from here to the edge, and I got 42 5/16. Down here I've got 42 5/8. So I got 10/16, I got 5/16 difference from this end to that end. That means I'm just going to start, when I put my next board on, I'm just going to bring this end out a slight bit more than that end. I might butt it right up against down here. Down here I'll leave a slight gap. That way I can build up that 5/16 that I need to in order to have them even out here at the end. Ideally, you want to keep your boards tight. These are so wet now coming out of the factories. They're going to dry so much anyway, so you don't need to gap them. So this has some tight spots down through there, but other spots are, you know, a little bit of gap. But I just want to make up that 5/16 of an inch as much as I can before I hit the end of my framing here. That way it'll look good all the way across the front. Well, you missed me cutting off the ends there. The battery died on me. Now we're going to put the skirt board on. We're going to do the short sides first. Bring those out flush with the front. Then we'll take the front, we'll cover that over. So the raw edge you will see is over here. And I'm not going to miter those because those miters always open up and look terrible anyways. At least with butt joints, they'll stay closed. And I'll overhang this just a little bit on the front. That way, this front board will be sure to hit this. Let's move around to the front. On the front here, I'm just going to square up the two ends. I might just take my orbital sander here and take that little lip off. Well, she's pretty good. See, that looks pretty nice, isn't it? Let's see what we got here on the end. We're on to our posts here. I'll measure from up there down to there. Okay, we're gonna measure right from there straight down. See the red dot? It says 7 feet exactly. Let's check out the other end. Get above that sun for you. Now, Scooter's in the way. Scoot, you gotta move, buddy. And that side says 7 feet and 15/16. And that could be from these timbers aren't the same. That looks like a good one there, doesn't it? Maybe one out of that next one. They look about the same width and everything. Have to cut over into here. Let me square that off first. Seven feet. But I'm going to do 1.5 inches short of 7 feet. And I'll be hitting a nail right there, it looks like. See where it cut through that nail right there. Let's see what we got there. I can make those, I think I'll make them 5 inches. And I'll screw that on just like that. I'm not going to take any chances with this. I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill these. I got to clean my work surface off now. I'm going to put that in my pocket. Tell me where I put that in about 5 minutes, will you? Oh, let's see what we got here. I think I'm going to take a little persuasion. I'm off a little bit. Antiquing my beam. Looks good there. And right there. Well, I think that was going to look kind of nice. It's big. Got a little twist in it. But the whole house has twists in it. What else can you expect from things that are over 100 years old? Now, what was this side over here? That was 7 feet and 15/16. I think that came out pretty nice. And we got our little mascot over here sitting in the side of the porch, looking over at the goats. Thanks so much for coming along on the video. Really appreciate it. Hey, if you could, hit that like button, leave a comment, share with your friends and families. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss the next 1 or 2 videos in this series. I'm not quite sure how many are left, but I'm just about wrapping this up. It's been a long, I think it's been 7 months now I've been working on this, and it's been a fun 7 months. So again, thanks for coming along. I hope you guys have a great evening. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.